Welcome to the Pets Rule Show. I'm your host, Mr. Animal Lover, and today we're going to go over mental health and we're going to touch on college students. We were all at one time a college student, and we know the pressures that come with being a college student: anxiety, stress, and many others. However, I want to touch on the 20 most friendliest pet colleges. I want to provide you with two laws that protect college students. And quite frankly, we live in an era where almost all private and public colleges are realizing that having a pet is something that relaxes students, helps them out, and they have practically no choice but to allow pets. Now, where do they can take these pets? That can be restricted throughout the colleges and universities, but most colleges now, if they have dormitories, they allow pets, but it has to be a certified social emotional pet or a service pet, and we're going to touch on that today. um, I wish when I was in college and I had the option of bringing my pet. I don't I don't know if it was around, if it was that easy to get. For now, it is easy, easier than back then to get a pet certified as a social emotional pet. I think you had to jump a couple hurdles when I went to college. But let's start the show. Again, I'm Mr. Animal Lover. The Pets Rule Show from Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you for joining me today, and let's get the ball rolling. So, if you're a parent out there, you have son, daughter that's going to college, and we all, especially if we grew up with pets, it makes it hard on us. We're leaving our homes, and we have to leave our pet behind. It becomes hard. However, it can become harder on the pet. It's not an easy transition for the pet to make. They're in the house all day, or if it's an indoor outdoor pet, and you're transitioning them to a dorm where you have to basically break them in, especially if you're going to have roommates. So it's not an easy transition for the pet either. So let's have that in mind when we're thinking about going away and taking our pets with us. So let's get started with the 20 friendliest colleges and university. I found this interesting in my research. So colleges now are not as resistant as before, for we know that the benefits of pets, especially if it's a university that has a veterinarian uh, degree and supports pets for students go there for their veterinary degree. So that's something to think about also. But these I found this interesting: the 20 friendliest pet colleges. And I'm just going to scroll down, and it's throughout the entire United States. Some of them have veterinary schools, which makes it easier for the student. I have a touching story also I found, so that as human beings, we got to understand that we go through a lot in life, especially the transition from middle school to high school to college. And we have to understand that we live in a different era. There's a lot more uh, things that distract us, especially technology. I found some of these interesting also. So as you can see, the 20 Oh, Stanford University is up here as number 19. Stanford itself has no pet policy in their residence halls and classrooms. However, they do have a pet-friendly student housing options nearby. So you don't have to leave your furry friend at home. Their list of resources include over 15 nearby apartments that allow cats and dogs. That's funny. That means that they don't allow it in their dorms, but they have apartments down the street. Real funny. Just reading what I see there. And then the last one, Delaware Valley University. As long as your pet is in good health and you agree to keep it in good health, you can request to reside with your animal on campus. Cats, dogs, ferrets, and rats must be vaccinated and have regular checkups. You'll need to provide the school with documentation from your veterinary before they can move in with you. Another thing I found in doing my research, right? They allow reptiles, snakes, fishes, rabbits, birds. I mean, you name it. So every university is unique. College and university is unique, and it all comes down to their pet policy. Some of them require you to register them as an emotional support animal. Otherwise, if you have a disability, obviously it makes it even easier for they can't discriminate for. I'm going to show you two laws also that are out there on the books that private and public college universities have to abide by. And but if you have a disability, then it's no longer an emotional support animal, but a service animal. And we'll go over that also. But I find it interesting now that statistically speaking, in the research I saw over 30% of students are now making that move where they're bringing their pets. They're bringing their pets and they're getting them certified. I also have a website where it makes it a lot easier, the process to get it certified. All in is a one-stop shop, and I'm gonna show you that also. So this is a touching story I want to move on to. And I thought this was a tearful one where you would want to cry, right? So listen to this. This is from Inside Higher Eds, and I'm going to provide you with the links to all the articles and resources at the end. But rooming with rabbits and other non-humans, institutions with pet-friendly policies are seeing an uptick in students bringing dogs, cats, hamsters, reptiles, and more to campus. Students say the animals help them cope with anxiety and stress. They should allow this in high school. I know now that in some states they're trying to pass laws where they're trying to enforce the no phone policy. But you know, if there's an emergency or something, I want my child to be able to contact me. So I'm more pro phone than no phone policy. I listen. Your child should know that when they're in the classroom, put the phone away, and I'm fine with a teacher enforcing that. But with everything happening around the world, I want my child to be phone nearby as close as possible where they can text me, call me if there's an emergency. But to get back to this article, I believe that in the near future they should allow cats, dogs, reptiles in high schools also as a registered social emotional pet. I don't know why not. Maybe I'm opening a big bag of worms here, but maybe that's something that should be had, especially if the student's struggling, and that's going to help them. Obviously, probably the maturity level is not there for a high school student, but on the other hand, until you try it, you don't know what will happen, right? So maybe they start off small with a program where students can bring them in, and you know, obviously they're registered and well behaved. Something to think about, right? So to continue with this story, this is tearful. I love this story. So when Caroline Estrada was applying to colleges her senior year of high school, her father died unexpectedly. She knew she had to attend a post-secondary institution that would allow her to bring the cat her dad had given her. I mean, how emotional and touching is that, right? Her father died, and he gave her a cat. So this is touching. To continue, when I saw that Johnson and Wales accepted me and they would allow me to bring my pet that my dad had given me that same year, it was genuinely the reason why I came to the school, said Estrada, now a senior at the university. Estrada's cat, Ralph, is an emotional support animal and has lived with her on campus since freshman year. As a designated emotional support animal, Ralph is welcome in any dorm on campus, though Estrada happens to live in a pet-friendly dorm, which also houses students with pet dogs, cats, chinchillas, hedgehogs, bunnies, hamsters, and more. Some of these are registered as emotional support animals, others are just house pets students decide to bring along. So, as you can see, I mean, if most colleges and universities, they do require that you register them as a social emotional pet, but there are some out there who, if it's a house pet, and as long as it's trained properly, it's gonna follow rules. Listen, you can bring it to the dorm. Obviously, I'm sure they're going to require some kind of veterinary letter showing that all the shots are up to date and it's healthy. But besides that, I mean, this is a great move by colleges and universities. So I'm going to provide you with the link on this, and it's something. So I love this picture here. So she even walks her cat. I love it. Student at Johnsonville University sits at a picnic table with a student pet cat. I love it. I mean, I think the smartest move a university or college can make is common sense. Have one or two dorms that are pet friendly, and anyone with a pet can be at that location, which is brilliant. Um, Listen, I say that only because common sense is not usually what happens, but that's brilliant. And kudos to Johnson and Wales uh, for allowing pets. And to finish it off, each student is allowed to bring only one pet and must pay $250 cleaning fee, which is, I believe, minimal. For if I can bring my pet and it's gonna help me year after year, and in her case, she's a senior now. What's 250? I mean, excellent. I love it. So that was a great story, and that just shows that the power of having pets, like I said, for mental health issues, uh, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, stress, eating disorder, uh, and not only those, but I'm going to show you a service animal story where the service animal is trained to do certain things for this particular pet owner, which is I found it uh, loving and caring in terms of what the story. So let me get to that one. So for this one, so this is an article, Michigan University, student life services for students with disabilities. So now this is a little bit different, right? Uh, social emotional pet is trained differently, and when it comes to a service animal, there's different trainings and obviously more intense. As I'm going to tell you now, what does this service animal does for this particular pet owner. So for this particular pet owner, and this is a considered animal. Service animals are specifically defined as a dog or miniature horse that has been individually trained to do the work or perform tasks for a person with a disability. Service animals can be trained to perform a variety of different tasks or work to assist an individual with disability. Now, so social emotional support, just as the words say, it's more for the social emotional aspect in terms of, and there's training, it can be training involved in that. And to get it certified, you have to go through a medical doctor who certifies it and so forth. But similar to this is just more intense training, service animal, and different type of training. For in this sense, I'm going to tell you now, as I read here, a dog, this is a service animal now, a dog that is trained to alert an individual when blood sugar reaches high or low levels, a dog that is trained to remind an individual to take medication, a dog that is trained to pick up items, a dog that is trained to sense that an anxiety attack is about to happen and take a specific action, such as a leading a person away. A service animal does not need to have any specific identification, such as a vessel collar. Moreover, there are no restrictions on the breed of dog or miniature horse that can qualify as a service animal. So as you can see, in terms of a service animal, helping an individual with a disability can be a little bit more intensive. The training, I called out a few. You have high or low blood levels. You warns you when you have to take your medication, warns you when you're about to have an anxiety attack. So they're trained to warn you and to let you know, which is a lot of responsibilities. And I always wonder, sometimes if we think about it, right? Can dogs be smarter than humans, right? There might be dogs with higher intelligence than humans. I mean, listen, I've met some people who I question in terms of their capacity. But as you can see, you could train a dog to alert a human when to take the medication, when they have an anxiety attack. It's got to be a brilliant dog, right? A smart dog. And I'm gonna again go over two laws, and that was an article on Michigan University. So all these I'm gonna provide you with the link. These are all resources. This week we're going over mental health in college students, and how do they benefit from having pets on campus, on college campuses, university campuses. So today I'm touching on mental health solutions for college students on campuses. What are the benefits of having their pets? And as I just finished going over two articles, I mean, there was one article, if you missed it, where the father died all of a sudden, and before he died, he gifted a cat, and the child wanted that cat by her side in college or university. She attended a university, Johnson's in Wales, and they allowed it because they had a pet policy, which was great. She's a senior now, so it actually worked out. And then here we talk, and that was a social emotional pet, registered pet, which I'm gonna go over at the end. How do you, the process of getting your pet registered as a social emotional pet. And then over here we talked about in this article the difference between a social emotional and a service pet. A service pet is more catered to those with disabilities, and they help out with just like it said in this article, you have high or low blood pressure, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, when to take your medication. These service animals are trained specifically for that and many other disabilities. You know, obviously, if you're blind, you have a service animal that helps you walk. You know, there's a lot of disabilities that they can use service animals for. But these two articles, I'm gonna provide you with the links at the end. Now let's touch on the two laws that are on the books. And when I say two laws on the books, these two laws were specifically written to help those students that need their pets on campus, and to protect them from uh, being discriminated against, which we know happens a lot. So this article is by Mark Kantrowitz, and then service dogs and emotional support animals. There are two federal laws that specify whether colleges must allow service animals and or emotional support animals on campus. So you're a student, you're thinking about going to college, university. My advice to you, my tip to you is go over the list of those friendly pet colleges first, and there'll probably be, if you type it in Google, there'll probably be many articles and uh, listing those friendly, just like I found the 20 friendliest colleges, universities, and then you work your way down to the other list where if you're not interested in those college university on that list, then you're going to have to do a check by check on each college university, their policy on pets, which is the smart thing to do before you choose a college, especially if you believe that you're going to want your pet there or eventually want a pet your second year in college. So to continue with this article, there are two federal laws that specify whether colleges must allow service animals and or emotional support animals on campus. The first law is the Americans with Disability Act. ADA requires colleges to allow service animals on campus and in the dormitories. So obviously, I agree 1,000% with this law. If you have a disability, you should never be discriminated against. And if that disability requires a service animal and you want to go to college or university, by all means, you should have your this law protects you so that you can bring your pet with you. And then the second one is the Fair Housing Act, FHA, requires colleges to allow service animals and emotional support animals in campus housing. So another federal law which require colleges to allow service animals and emotional support animals. So both of them on campus. Now, remember, just because you're allowed to have service animals and emotional support animals on inside your dormitory, I'm sure there's going to be restricted places where they are going to I don't know if more the service animal because but the social emotional support one, um if they restrict certain places, uh let's say for example, I don't know, if your animal is well behaved, there shouldn't be an issue. But I saw some articles there where I say the cafeteria, I think I read, they restrict them, or the gym. So there were certain places where they restrict them, but every college university has their pet laws. If I was a student uh, about to enter college university, I'll just do my due diligence. So these laws apply to both public and private college universities, and then it breaks down the law. College, for example, here says college may not require service animal to be registered with the college or a person to pay a fee. So I think with the service animal, it's a little bit more. The laws are a little bit more loose in terms of colleges, how much they can enforce, because you do have a disability, and we know that most people with disability are discriminated, and that's why this law was created. Then with the fair housing, unlike ADA, does not limit the breed or service and assistant animal. Cats are allowed as assistant animals in addition to dogs and miniature horses. And then the pet policies. Most colleges allow fish. Some colleges allow amphibians, reptiles, and small cage pets such as hamsters and chinchillas. Most do not allow cats and dogs. So as you can see, every college is unique, every university is unique, and it's just up to you to do your due diligence. Um, the pet owner may be required to register the animal with the housing office. The pet owner may be required to pay deposit. So colleges that allow dogs in, this provides a table. So again, over here, there's a list of those colleges that do allow dogs and cats. And this is what I was mentioning earlier. I would go through a list of those that do allow and see if your choice college or university is on that list. And that would save you headaches. That would save you a headache. All right. One last article, and this one, Psych.org. Veterinarians give guidance for first-time pet owner college students. I found this one interesting. With the newfound independence and freedom, a college student discovers a desire to have a pet tag along for the adventure often follows the first-time pet owner. Dr. Aaron Ray, a clinical assistant professor at Texas A&M College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences, offers recommendations. When making the point decision to become a caretaker of a pet, it's crucial to have the correct expectations in place. Which animal you're considering, the day-to-day care activities, and it breaks down, the what it takes to have a cat, a dog, or a pocket pet. I'm just interested. Let's see, for example, the cat are typically, yet not always, more independent. They often require multiple litter boxes and scratching posts. First-time owners living in an apartment would be served well. Well, there's a lot of, if you watch previous shows, we have a lot of technology out there now where they have automatic uh, cat feeders and automatic cat litter. So that's not an issue when it comes to changing the litter for about $100-$200, and it'll probably get cheaper as technology advances. I say $100 for an automatic cat litter changer, and it keeps it smelling, great. You don't have to worry about odor. Similar to dogs, also but dogs require a little bit more because you do want to give them a walk. You want to keep them locked in all day. Typically, not yet always more social and active. They often need to be played with and walked multiple times a day. So, and then down here they talk about reptiles, and I'm going to give you the link to this article. So today, just to recap, we went over 2 federal laws that talk about and protect students, first-time pet owners who want to bring their cats or dogs or reptiles to a university or college. You're protected by those 2 federal laws, ADA and the FHA, Fair Housing Act. We talked about how there are friendly university colleges that allow pets, and then there are those that tell you, down the street we have a relationship with an apartment building where you can station yourself there. So the gist of it is that if you're a college student entering college or university, do your due diligence first. And every college, university has their own unique pet laws, and you have to read them and just see what you like and you don't like. I wanted to save time. And provide you with this company, which makes the process easy for registering your emotional support animal. And if you go to hlcpets.com, and I'm going to take you there. So if you go to hlcpets.com, again, you have pet blogs, private advertisement. Companies can advertise pet deals and pet services. We're going to click on pet deals. And on pet deals, if you scroll down, a lot of these companies, you get you can get a deal if you want to shop. But U.S. Service Animals, go to the deal, and this U.S. Service Animals official service support animal registration, the official U.S. Service Animal ESA registry. It's a one-stop shop. They make it easy for you, just like it says on the website. 1, 2, 3 steps. Register now, and they break it down. And they have a breakdown of where is acceptable, where is not. If you need a doctor's letter for housing, you can talk to a doctor right away. They have a link there. They make it easy for you. And the reason I'm recommending it, because I used it for my daughter, and it made it easy for her. So, attention, due to the new Department of Transportation, but emotional support animals are no longer allowed to fly in airplane cabins for free. However, psychiatric service animals are eligible. So this letter you get from this website can also be used to fly on planes. But they're going to charge you now, as it says there. So if you do need a letter, you're a college student. You don't have to be a college student, but if you want to register your emotional support animal, it's a one-stop shop. They even have links where you can speak to a doctor immediately, ask you a few questions, and it seems that everything's online. When I did it, everything was online, and just like it says here, 1, 2, 3. So you can go on there and register your support animal. So just to recap, today we went over college students about to enter university, college, whether they have a mental health issue or they want to avoid a mental health issue because of the stress and anxiety college can bring on, especially first, second year students, or even third or fourth. You never know at what stage you are in college, and something happens where you might want to register a support animal. Go to this website. And this is the website. U.S. Service Animals, the official U.S. registry. And they also have a link. Speak to a doctor. A few things. Remember, you can watch the Pets Rule Show Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm your host, Mr. Animal Lover. Support the Pets Rule Show. Like and subscribe if you like the show. Visit HLCpets.com for pet deals. Also, for today's show, you visit there. You have the website. You can register your emotional support animal. You want to send me questions, go to petsrule@hlcpets.com. That's petsrule@hlcpets.com. You can call me 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday, 1-800-213-0988. There's a fee per minute. And these are the links we went today. These were the resources provided. Tomorrow's show is going to be on senior citizens, how senior citizens can benefit from having a emotional support animal, which that's another word for me for saying a companionship, a companion animal. So tomorrow's show, we're going to go over senior citizens and how they can benefit from having a companionship animal, or have an emotional support animal, especially as we get old. All the benefits I talked about on how pets can help us stay organized, keep a schedule, and depending what kind of pet, if it's a dog, you walk it outside, you bring it in, and all this helps you with socialization. And stay tuned for tomorrow's show on senior citizens and the benefits pets can have on senior citizens. Thank you for watching the Pets Rule Show. I'm Mr. Animal Lover. Have a good night.